Let's talk about Washington, D.C., our nation's capital, the very heart of American governance. Home to iconic monuments, testaments to history and ideals, world-class museums, repositories of art and knowledge, and lately, a lot of dramatic headlines painting a grim picture. Former President Trump has gone so far as to call D.C. a disaster, a cesspool, a place seemingly beyond repair, and a crime-ridden nightmare, suggesting a city spiraling out of control. This isn't just offhand commentary or casual observation, it's a calculated narrative, carefully constructed and meant to stoke fear and anxiety about the state of the city. The underlying idea? That D.C. is a lawless wasteland, a place where order has broken down, and only drastic intervention, perhaps even federal intervention, can save it from complete collapse. But is the city really as out of control as these narratives suggest? Or is this just political theater? A carefully orchestrated performance designed to achieve specific political goals? To find out the truth, we need to look past the sensational soundbites and the emotionally charged rhetoric, and check the actual data, the cold, hard facts that can either confirm or debunk these claims. The reality is likely less Mad Max, less of a descent into dystopian chaos, more a complicated reality with both challenges and areas of progress. So let's dig into the numbers, analyze the trends, and see what's really happening beneath the surface of these alarming headlines. Because nuance matters, context is crucial, even if it doesn't make for a viral tweet or fit neatly into a prepackaged political narrative. What do the DC crime stats actually show us? In 2023, homicides spiked to a 20-year high. It was a worrying time, a real and serious problem. But as of August 2025, homicides are down nearly 30% from last year. A significant decrease. Violent crime overall has dropped by more than 25%. Property crime, including carjackings, is also down about 15%. The crime wave narrative is stuck in last year's numbers, not today's reality. Yes, 2023 was alarming, but 2025 is showing real improvement. DC still has crime. Every city does, but the idea that it's spiraling out of control just isn't true. The facts simply don't match the fear. It's a political talking point, not a statistical reality. So, with crime statistics showing a downward trend, why do people still feel like DC is under siege? Why does the perception of danger persist, even when the data suggests otherwise? It's a complex question with roots in both reality and psychology. High-profile crimes like homicides, especially those that are particularly brutal or shocking, and carjackings, with their inherent threat of violence, grab headlines and dominate the news cycle. These stories are hard to ignore and stick in our minds, creating a sense of unease and fear. These signal crimes act as potent symbols, shaping public perception far beyond their statistical frequency, even as overall crime drops and the city becomes statistically safer. The memory of the 2023 spike lingers, a stark reminder of a period of heightened anxiety and vulnerability. And unfortunately, political rhetoric often keeps it alive, sometimes even exaggerating the situation for political advantage. It's often easier to say, "Remember how bad it was," tapping into existing fears and anxieties, than to acknowledge that things are improving, which requires a more nuanced and optimistic outlook. Not all crime trends move together in perfect synchronicity, creating a mixed picture, and some minor offenses like petty theft or vandalism may still be up, contributing to the feeling of disorder. But the big picture, when viewed holistically, is one of recovery, not collapse, showing a clear path towards a safer city. The conversation, however, is often stuck in the past, rehashing old fears and anxieties. Feelings often lag behind facts. It takes time for perceptions to catch up with reality, and that gap is often exploited for political gain, further distorting the public's understanding of the situation. Context is everything. Without it, data can be easily misinterpreted. So always ask, which crime are we talking about, compared to when are we making the comparison, and why might these trends be occurring? This isn't just about DC, it's a nationwide issue. We're talking about the safety and well-being of communities across the entire country. It's about how we talk about public safety everywhere, from bustling metropolises to quiet rural towns. The conversations we have, the language we use, shapes the policies that affect us all. Cherry-picking data to fit a narrative, twisting numbers to support a preconceived notion, ultimately leads to bad decisions and harmful policies that don't address the real problems. Real solutions are complex. They require nuance, understanding, and a willingness to look beyond simplistic answers. That means targeted policing, community investment, mental health support, and robust youth programs. These don't make for catchy slogans, the kind that fit neatly on a bumper sticker, but they actually work, producing tangible, positive outcomes in the long run. Blaming a mayor or party is easy. It's a convenient way to deflect responsibility. But addressing root causes is hard. It requires digging deep, confronting uncomfortable truths, and committing to sustained effort. Ultimately, residents pay the price. When fear, not facts, drives policy. When decisions are made out of panic, the consequences can be devastating. So next time you hear "the city's out of control" or any similar alarmist headline, pause and check the data. Don't take it at face value. Investigate the source, examine the methodology, and draw your own conclusions. Facts won't solve every debate, they won't magically erase disagreements, but they're the only honest place to start. They provide a common ground, a shared understanding upon which to build constructive dialogue. Without them, we're just shouting in the dark, a cacophony of opinions, devoid of substance. And that's truly out of control. That's a recipe for disaster, a path to nowhere.